Howdy, howdy.
Check.
That's what my manager always says. He always goes, howdy, howdy, when we start our one-on-one meetings. And after 1 year, I finally figured out he said that every time. I was like, I signed on, and in my head, I thought, howdy, howdy. I'm like, oh, wait, he says that every time.
That's crazy.
What a conversation topic, huh?
Woo! You sound raspy or something.
Do I?
Oh, maybe it's like you got something stuck in your throat.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, there it goes.
It's that damn vinegar I was eating in that salad. It was so vinegary. Got me all raspy. Hi, Colby. Hi, Dad. Hi, Jenny. Love you all.
Currently
Okay.
locked in.
We are totally locked in. Locked in and ready to smash this app.
And that video and that saying will make more sense later in the episode.
Okay. Ooh, foreshadowing.
Ooh,
Love that.
Little mystery. Ooh.
So I'm starving, so I'm going to eat. But first, welcome back to another episode of Who Invited Will. To my right and your left is Will.
I'm Will.
And I'm Jay, your host with the most. And this is a little Arthur's Hoagie, which Curran says is not even worth $15, but it costs a lot more than that, brother.
How much more?
I don't know, $25, $28.
$28. All right, let's hear in the chat. Would you or would you not eat a $28
Would you
sandwich?
eat a $28 sandwich, or would you pay for a $28
Pay.
sandwich? I think
Okay,
everyone would eat a $28 sandwich if they didn't have to pay.
That's a good point. So would you do it? Let us know in the chat.
I'm also going to bring over every condiment. No, just
Smart.
kidding. I have so many
Do you want me to hand
condiments.
it? Okay, you're gonna do
You
it.
know what? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's a expensive sandwich, but supposedly it's quality meats, quality bread. But the funny thing is, it's like the guy's from Philly and he's selling these Phillies, and it is supposed to be higher quality. But then I have a friend from the East Coast, and he's like, "You're kidding, right? Someone's not charging $28 for a Philly. I live here. I eat them all the time. I love them. No." Even the ones direct from the source.
Well, if he lives in Philly, he probably also eats out of the trash can often too. So, yeah,
You never know. Yeah,
it's a rough town, Philly. You know.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that that's just like, I don't know. You pay for what you get sometimes you don't.
I mean, people here will pay $20 for a damn taco. You know what I mean? Like,
True. And I think half of it too is like viral sensation and more of like a bucket list thing to say like, oh yeah, I've had it there. Or I've been to that restaurant. I've done that thing. It's more of an experience than actually enjoying the food. You know
sorry
what
for
I'm saying?
chewing in the mic. I do enjoy the food though. I love these sandwiches.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like the sandwich as well. It wouldn't be a weekly thing. Let's put it that way. It's a treat yourself kind of thing.
For me, brother.
Why am I not surprised? Jay goes, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I haven't worked out in months. And then he says, I've been eating Philly cheesesteaks at least once a week. That is hilarious.
We just got a text from Neil. Actually, I think I've lost a good amount of weight on my stomach. It's weird. It's deflating. Like, so it's usually pretty round. Like I got a gut.
Yeah.
But the top is now flat, and then it gets round, and it's getting round at a lower and lower point. So I'm like, it's like my stomach is full of water, and it's just draining out of the bottom
it's
really
just the
slowly.
Gravity, yeah.
There's just like a little bit of like a little hole in the bottom. It just keeps draining.
Yeah, you actually look like a balloon. It just falls the same way. That's crazy.
I know. It's so funny.
I wonder what that is.
I think it's inflammation, my brother.
You got to work on the nabs. You got to
Yeah, no kidding.
suck that back in. Don't let it droop off like those poor guys that like their gut just hangs over their pants. You know those people. They have to wear suspenders because they can't even put on a belt. It's crazy.
Yikes.
Yikes, big yikes.
Yeah, or like the gut just hangs so far over the pants, it's like they gotta lift it to use the zipper.
Yeah, then that's bad too when like you're looking at them and the shirt is still an extra large, but their belly is still peeking out the bottom. And you're like, man, that's rough. I don't know if I needed to see that. But hey, we're not body shaming.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we are.
Live your life.
Oh, we're just body shaming.
I'm just body shaming Jay, but to the strangers out there that will eventually tune in by the millions, I'm not talking about you.
Don't cancel me.
Yeah.
Don't cancel future me.
I'm trying to think. Oh, speaking of cancel, that it wasn't necessarily going to bring it up, but it's kind of interesting. The whole
It's got spinach in it. It's pretty good.
It does look good. And are those like banana peppers, maybe?
Pepperoncinis, yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And then spinach, ground beef, some kind of cheese. Yes.
Yeah. Some kind of white
Pretty
cheese.
solid, yeah.
I'll
cut you a little piece if you want some.
I'm okay. P. Diddy. Did you see all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, for those that don't know, P. Diddy's a rapper.
For those that don't know, looking at you, Jenny. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Our parents.
But, yeah, Dad.
Half of our audience right now. So, yeah, maybe I will break it down.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, also, P. Diddy, you know, it's not like he's some music virtuoso. He's just like sort of a...
He was popular back in the 90s, 2000s.
He was like always around the other more famous people.
He was around Biggie.
Biggie's
yeah.
producer, yeah.
So then, anyways, he's kind of a has-been guy, but he's been notorious, I guess, in Hollywood to throw these like crazy parties. And it happened a couple days ago where, well, actually, it was kind of leading up to that. I think 50 Cent was saying some stuff. Like there was some other rappers that were kind of randomly bringing up Diddy and all this stuff. Yeah. So it turns out, I don't know if the investigation was going on before that or it started after. That would seem like a quick turnaround, but
I think there was some racketeering.
Yeah, it was like, well, yeah. It was
his sons were involved. I don't know.
There's racketeering stuff, but then I think this was like sex rings, prostitution rings or something. And so he has these crazy parties, and then I just saw something today that supposedly he had hidden cameras in every single one of his rooms and got all the what they call in the CIA is a honeypot, where then you get this blackmail on people and you can use.
So he's basically P. Diddy Epstein is what they're calling him.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's
isn't that the whole point of it? Yeah.
Yes.
Or I mean, I'm
you
sure
get
there were
power
a lot of
and control
other points
over
of it, but yeah.
So it's who knows? It's just more kind of crazy stuff in the world. You find out that rich people are doing weird stuff. You're like, oh, big surprise.
I say this to Paxton a lot, to my youngest sister. Like, what this era of cancellation has done for me personally, I hate every celebrity now. I don't trust any of them. Yeah. I don't like any of them. I used to like, oh, they seem cool. I'm like, it'll be 3 months until every single person is like, oh, they kept me in their torture chamber. It's like, they're all bad people. They're all just like, I think corrupted by fame. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that's the
mentality to go into it so you're not ever surprised. Yeah. And well, you always say that about like MMA fighters too. You're like, oh no, I don't think any one of them is a good person. Or it's the same thing too of like the steroids. Like everyone's doing steroids, so then the same thing could go to what you're saying about celebrities. Like all these celebrities are doing some really bad things.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Especially the ones who've been famous for a while where they have like no longer have a touch with reality, I feel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also like with steroids, it's like I don't care if an athlete does steroids. Okay, like I understand it. It's like there's this magical substance that if I take it, it will like prolong my career and allow me to heal and allow me to make perhaps millions and millions and millions of more dollars. Like that's understandable. But like in terms of being a bad person, it's like using your fame and your like fortune to just basically exploit, abuse, mistreat people. And I mean, I think the celebrities who really lean into fame, I feel like that's a huge bonus of it, right? Like that you get to basically walk around among, say, basically one more damn time.
I know.
I say basically so much now, it's crazy.
I know. I realized it's like that my last verbal. Episode.
Yeah, I know. And then I started thinking about it all week, and I was like telling people at meetings, I'm like, if I say basically too much during this meeting, just please cut me off.
There's a woman at my work, and she, what'd she say? Like in summary or no?
In conclusion.
It's some, but no, she's using it like mid sentence, and it's, I don't know whatever it is, but then once you catch on, it's so sad that that's what happens. But then you're like, I literally don't hear any other words out of your mouth besides just the words that I'm looking for. So
yeah, this is me in meetings. No. Basically, no. Basically, no. Basically, like that's what I feel like everyone hears.
I'd love to just imagine that like the Slack chat has like a separate group and they're just making basically memes and posting them.
That's bullying. I don't want to imagine that.
I love it. That'd be funny. And then somehow one day you come across it. You're like at the guy's computer helping him out, and it just a bing pops up, and you're like, "Oh, what's that, Johnny?"
What's that Jay Basically channel you have open?
Yeah. That was, and you're like, "Well, you're all fired because my feelings were hurt." You know what?
No, more like I quit.
And I'm not coming back. Yeah.
I hate you. Yeah, they have like a basically counter.
That'd be sick.
Oh, we got a text from Neil.
What'd Neil say? I think he just said, "Have a good show." Oh, did he say something else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he wants us to. You know what? Oh, I'm playing it on my phone. I think he would be fine with me reading this. Have a good show, boys. Boys, is implied. Thanks, said Will. Then Neil said, I think I'm in love with the flight attendant.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
Maybe he should live permanently on a plane.
yeah, I feel like it's every flight. That's strange.
Well, no, he's like, I want to move to Houston because he was getting
Yeah.
good dating matches, and now it's like,
Well, but
maybe I
then
should just live at the airport.
but then the last time, I swear it's every single time he flies, he's like, I love the flight attendant. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe you just have a thing for flight attendants.
He likes
bro.
the woman in uniform, is what I think.
There you go. Yeah.
And he likes a woman in really any clothes.
Actually, just likes a woman.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, right?
So
the lights do feel bright, huh?
They do feel a little bit brighter.
Let's turn them down.
It's okay. No, it's
more sandwich.
okay. So now it's my turn to talk by myself. Colby said Neil does live permanently on a plane. Yeah, a G6, like a G6.
He does fly a lot, though.
He does fly a lot. Colby also agrees Texas girls are hotter.
Okay.
So Colby can attest to love in Texas. Things are bigger and better in Texas. So that's great. Shout out Colby. Shout out Healthy Relationships. Woo! Yeah, it's a great time to be alive. I'm just happy. I think I mentioned it last episode. Maybe I didn't. I'm just happy it's spring. The sun is out. It's getting warmer.
The sun's out. The guns are coming out. And maybe the buns are going to come out, too. I'm going to get some short shorts and rock those at the park.
Oh, baby. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I just feel better when it's warm out. I think I'm
Sandwich
golfing.
half number 2, by the way.
Yeah, so it's big portions. That one thing wasn't 25. It's 25.
Yeah, I mean,
total.
I'm eating it all today, but I've been fat. I'm so hungry today.
Yeah, well, when you don't eat. How has the Ramis been going?
Good.
Nice.
It feels like it's flying by.
It does, though. Like, how much more is there? Maybe a week and a half or
Week
something?
and a half, something like that.
Yeah, because I feel like that too. Like other previous years, it was like, wow, this feels like it's been forever, and I wasn't even doing it. I'm like, dang, Jay's been doing Ramadan for a long time.
Yeah,
now.
you guys would invite me to something and then be like, oh, hey, you want to come out? I'm like, Ramadan. You're like, still? Has it been 3 months of
What is
Ramadan
it?
this year?
November, bro. You just use it. You're like, I don't want to leave. I'll use my religion as an excuse.
Yeah, it's like those memes of like when someone invites you out and you don't want to go and you make an excuse. I'm like, it's Ramadan again. They're like, it's been Ramadan for 12 months.
Yeah.
But no, you know what's funny? I just feel a lot better physically. So I'm like, I just got to keep some of the habits going instead of immediately going back to my wanton ways.
Exactly.
Like, I've been going on these like long walks every night, which has been nice.
That's good.
Post dinner, and I feel like that's just been super nice. Listening to that Beginning of Infinity audiobook. Oh, we should do a Beginning of Infinity update.
Ooh, baby.
I'm trying to think what some of the topics were. There's some good stuff. But yeah, going on walks. I've been eating a lot more veggies and salads and like cooking at home. And I think that's like the key to happiness, you know, is like taking care of yourself and not just like living like it, you know,
Like
a
there's no
garbage can.
tomorrow.
Treating
Yeah.
your body like it's a garbage can or an ATM, and you just keep taking money out of it and throwing trash in.
Well, that's the funny part. It's like, it's really a conscious effort every day to fight evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like we're evolution, like your body wants as much fat as it can because they don't know when you're getting
My
something.
body
next.
wants this every meal.
Yeah.
Just packed full of cheese and meat.
Everything. Even if you feel sick afterwards, your body like, no, let's forget about that and let's do it again the next day. It's
like having a baby.
What's that?
Like it's really painful and traumatic, but then women do it again because they forget how bad it was.
Yeah. But then that's a biological thing too. Like they've proven that specifically that then they're like releases chemicals afterwards for the body and stuff. Yeah, it's the human body is crazy. But yeah, then you're just packing on everything, and then like you're like, no, today I'm going to work out. No, today I'm going to eat vegetables.
But you feel so much better overall.
You do. No, and I agree. Like since I've been working out more, I feel better. So yeah, it's just exactly. You just feel better. And so you're like, why don't I do this all the time? But then you get back in the habit and then you keep up that vicious cycle.
Yeah, I think also, it's easy to get into the habit of it's easy to like form habits, but it's hard to break habits kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, have you heard of that hard 75?
What's that?
That's kind of
Ramadan Mubarak, Colby. Thank you.
That's kind of a guy took a spin exactly what we're talking about. It's hard to break habits, but when you work out a lot or when you do healthy things, you feel better. And so what it is, it's a 75-day challenge where I think you drink a gallon of water. You do 2-a-day workouts. So once in the morning, once in the evening. You have to, and those have to be outside. You have to read for like 15 minutes or something. No alcohol, maybe something else, but it's like a huge reset for your body. Basically, I don't think like 75 days of 2-a-days.
I also feel like that's like so American. It's like turning living healthy into some sort of like
competition
challenge. Yeah, like grind. You got to grind your way through. It's like
Navy SEALs would do it. You pussy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's like Navy SEALs. Yeah. That's why I want to emulate it. You know, I'll be a 40-year-old computer programmer soon, but yeah, I should put myself through the workouts of a Navy SEAL. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Well, and then imagine those poor people, because then people still pay today like $15,000, $20,000 for these boot camps where they go get yelled at by ex-Navy SEALs to put them through a boot camp to like become a man. So it's like, how do you not have at that age any touch of like identity that you're like have to seek it out, that for one, and then for two, it's just, oh man, it's sad. It's expensive. What was I gonna say?
My dad says it's a matter of discipline. Discipline is the most overrated thing ever. Like, you know what I mean? What does discipline get you? Like,
it gets you locked in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, seriously though, like when has discipline really, really helped you that in life? Like when were you like, man, I'm so glad I was disciplined?
I would say every single day.
Oh my God.
I would. What did you not say? If you didn't have discipline, you wouldn't have gotten through touring. Like if you didn't have discipline, you wouldn't have been working hard. So it's like doing the stuff that you don't want to do in, day out.
I don't attribute those things to discipline whatsoever.
What word would you use?
I think it's just I want to do those things, so I do the things I need to do to accomplish them. I don't think it's because I'm like,
so like is that right? Altruistic. Is that how you say that word? Altruistic, maybe. Like it's like the value of, you're saying I'm doing it because there's going to be a reward that I want more than so it's a net positive. But then whereas the discipline, you're saying like it's either neutral or negative. Like you're doing something just to do it and you're not getting any reward out of it.
Right. Yeah. To me, that's like, I got to do this every day. Every time I get into it, I got to do this and maybe it's just my like ADHD or something. After like 2 weeks of doing something because I'm like, I got to do this every day, I have like a mental breakdown. I'm just like, I can't live like this. I'm living like a prisoner. Like I just start freaking out. And like, again, people are different. Like I think people have natural levels of like discipline, and then they probably also have different variations of like discipline, like, you know, like a natural like inclination towards being disciplined.
Yeah.
But like
stoicism, or
that's kind of the thing where I think, you know, a lot of these like sort of like life advice things, it's really just like one type of person who is one type of way. advising what works for them.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many different types of people who have different things that work for them, and it's been proven, like, even genetically. So it's like,
But then that's why the people that don't have an identity seek out the people that are like the alphas or the loudest in the room, and like, I'm gonna follow that guy because he sounds confident. I want
he
to
has
be
big
confident.
muscles.
Yeah.
He has money. Is the thing like?
Yeah, I think that's what happens, and so then it's like the
video
biggest people.
Jumped for a second. Not doing that again.
So then it becomes this machismo thing versus you could seek out someone, but then
I
maybe
think
that's
people
the thing
want
too.
connection too. I think they're also looking for like two things. One is connection. So if you go through one of those boot camp workouts with like a group,
Sure.
you bond with those people very strongly. The second thing I think is that people are looking for like a jolt to jolt them out of, like, if they're in a rut or if they're in like a low point and they just can't seem to get out of it. And I think those intervention, like those boot camp style things, or, you know, some people do like silent retreats.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking to me about that, like just where you go off and you don't talk for like days and you just meditate
My parents
a lot.
knew someone that went. It was 12-day silent.
That's a long one. I've heard like 10 max.
Yeah, that seems crazy. But I agree.
Some people do psychedelics, right? That's
Yeah.
the reason. Ayahuasca and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah, I think what it is like you hit a midlife crisis and you're like, wait, this is what my life is. This isn't what I signed up for. How am I
I'm getting
like
so full, but I'm gonna finish this sandwich. Look,
Attaboy.
I'm so full, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna like pass out here at the table.
I'm 30 or 40, like my life is already halfway by, like I need to change something now. And they're like, well, I don't have the discipline or I don't have the whatever.
Yeah, I need someone to tell me what to
To
do
do and just,
to
like-
get to the thing I want.
And then you just do it like in the most extreme way ever. Just like sitting out in the rain, lifting boats above your head.
My dad said, take it day by day. The company one keeps matters. But like, I don't, yeah. Okay, let's see. I agree with those statements, Dad. Sort of platitudes, kind of, but yeah. Colby says, that's true. Everyone's wellness retreat is different. Shouldn't judge people's attempts to find connection to something. I agree. I mean, like, you can judge it if it's like really silly and they're like crying in the arms of a big, like, steroided out drill sergeant, like that video Will showed. But yeah. I mean,
because then that's the thing too, about just real quick about the video. I saw people commenting and it actually kind of makes sense too. They're like, I think it's actually guys with like almost a BDSM kink or something.
oh,
like
they
them
like to
getting
get-
yelled at
yeah.
and punished and stuff. Like, so they're there. Maybe that's what it is. And they're getting that from like, and they're like, yeah, 15 grand is worth it. Cause where else am I going to get
15
this?
grand.
Yeah.
Oh my no!
And that's
no,
a-
it's not. That's exploitative.
And that's what I'm saying too. I think it's exploitative of people. When you're dealing with someone's identity or their
Last bites,
religion.
it's like this is like going to a boot camp. I'm just like, come on, finish the sandwich.
Five more. Yeah. But that's what I think. I think those are some of the worst people that exploit people's like
Like
weakness
needs, yeah.
and needs and like emotions. So who knows? If it works, it works, to each his own. But yeah, maybe that's all I'd say is I don't think it would work for me.
The thing that I don't like is people who claim to have some sort of esoteric knowledge about how the world works, claim to have some spiritual answers. Please get up. I'm just kidding. Claim to have some sort of. I'm sorry, I'm chewing in the mic. Yeah, people who claim to have some sort of like esoteric knowledge, or claim to have some sort of like spiritual answers, or claim to have some sort of like routine or rhythm of life that you can lead and it will like solve your problems. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm reading what Colby's saying here. He said, better to tithe 10% of your income in exchange for a package worldview and community engagement. Yeah, but also like, if your community is built upon people donating money to your organization or people like doing these extreme experiences, like what kind of community is that, right? Like, I don't know. I really don't like the self-help guru culture. I don't like the grind culture. I don't really like a lot of spirituality and religion, which is like collectivist, because in the end of the day, I don't think anyone really has the answers. I think we all have the ability to seek answers and seek truth and find variations of it. But I don't think if anyone was going to have figured it out, it would have happened in the last 100,000 years or whatever, like 40,000 or 60,000 years.
It was Jesus and they killed him.
Well, whatever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sure. But like what I'm saying is no, in 1,000 years, are people going to know about Jesus? Or even if they do, they're going to know about a very different way of describing and thinking and talking about Jesus than the way that we do. Just like 1,000 years ago, they had a very different way of talking about it than us. So it's like, I think, I don't know, like we could do the beginning of Infinity update to the book I'm reading.
Do it.
But yeah, so I can't put the book title up, but I'll put it up later.
Everyone knows what it is. I don't think we
hands.
need to see it.
Yeah. Oh, Austin said stream looking crispy right now. He texted me, by the way.
It does say excellent connection. Love that for us.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, should we just always use the GoPro? Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it looks a lot better. And it works a lot better. And
Yeah.
Neil's camera just seems to like overload my laptop.
I think so.
Yeah. We've done everything but not use his camera. Like at this point, I've switched out everything. I could buy a new laptop, but like, who wants to do that, right? Like that's thousands of dollars. With the laptop I'd get, yeah, it's the little Arthur sandwich of laptops is what I'd be buying. But no. So in the beginning of Infinity, did you want to say something?
No,
I cut you off. So he was talking. So he's talking about like this. So this chapter that I read or that I'm on is called Optimism. And he talks about, oh, nice. Sick. He talks about like, basically like if most knowledge that like, so his thesis, right, is that knowledge is infinite. The knowledge that we could create is potentially infinite. Humans' purposes, again, going back to the thesis of the book, is that human beings or people, as he describes them, what is a person? A person is a universal knowledge creator. So any entity that can do that is a person, whether it's a human or some alien that we haven't met or some AI. If it's something that can truly create knowledge and create knowledge endlessly, then it has to be counted as a person. Just like that's what we define ourselves as, and that's why we're people and the animals are animals, because they can't create universal knowledge. All the knowledge they can create is just parochial, like local to their environment.
Yep.
But we can know things about stars and atoms and quasars and all these things we'll never actually experience or see, but we can know for sure about them because we have the ability to create knowledge and come up with explanations for how things work. So how do you approach the world in a world where you ultimately, so the way that infinity works, right? Any number that you can count is infinitely closer to zero than it is to infinity.
Yeah.
Right. So just like, apply that to knowledge. If knowledge is infinite, then any knowledge we know now is just scratching the surface of all the knowledge we could create.
Yeah.
And it will always be that way. But that's the, definition of infinity. It's infinitely far away. It's infinitely vast. So anything we know now has to be so close to the starting point compared to infinity. So he's like, we'll always just be scratching the surface. There will always be many, many things that are unknown. And we just, the limits of the laws of physics mean that we can't know anything that hasn't been created yet. And we can't know what the effects of that are. It's unknowable. So how are you supposed to approach the world if that's like the reality, right? And his point is, up, Corinne, what's up? Boys. Riders in the R's in the chat. So his point was blind optimism can't be the way, because blind optimism would just say that you should approach the unknowable, like as if it will always turn out well. But we know we have no way of knowing if things will turn out well or turn out poorly, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Blind pessimism can't be the answer, because essentially
you wouldn't do anything because nothing would be worth doing, because
you wouldn't change anything. Because he said what pessimism leads to is something he called the precautionary principle. And the precautionary principle is like, we shouldn't change anything because the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
So many hot sauces, Curran, because I'm eating them with this sandwich. Is it Is it
It was a Little Arthur's. You
there
missed
it is. Yeah, it's
He
the
even
sandwich.
called you out for saying
Yeah,
it was
Curran.
mid.
It's Curran's sandwich that he would never. I just wasted a bunch of money on sandwiches and hot sauces today. Well, these already had, but whatever. So
Okay, so yeah,
he said pessimism leads to
isn't
the
yeah,
precautionary principle, which is basically that. Oh God, I said it again.
basically.
It's basically that if we change something, we don't know what could happen, and there's many more things that can go wrong that could go right. So changing something or doing something that's out of the norm is much more likely to lead to a negative consequence than a positive one. So you should try to keep things the same.
Real quick, I remembered what the person at my work said. She says, "I suppose."
Oh, I suppose that's a good one.
In the middle
That's a
of
good-
stuff,
good bad one.
it's just like I've never heard that before. So she'll start a sentence with it. She'll have it midway through the sentence. She'll have it at the end of the sentence. So that also creates a fun guessing game. You're like, how is she going to use it next?
How is she gonna get to? What was that?
It was the cap somehow came with you.
Yeah, pessimist would say it's a miracle that it landed on the plate, right? It more likely was going to land somewhere you didn't want it to.
But I'm an opportunist, so that's the right word.
That I suppose thing's fun because it's like, how's she going to get to I suppose here?
Yeah.
How is she going to get to I suppose from this sentence?
And you're like,
She always pulls it out.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
She backflips into an I suppose.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
I would have never guessed in 1,000 years. You are genius.
Exactly. You just get up and start clapping in the meeting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she supposes.
I see you, Queen. I see you.
Yes, Queen. She's like, what is his problem? She's like, I suppose he is a problem.
And everyone just goes, ah. Then just like a cultured clap, making me look like an idiot. Yeah. So that's basically what happened. Basically. So,
For a second, I'm eating.
so that's an interesting concept. I guess one thing I would say that almost that would be a religion thing for me. That's what I want when I die. Like my version of heaven is knowing all the answers. So knowing into infinity, all the things. I think that'd be really cool to like just
That's a lot of
experience it
stuff.
all. It is, but that's why it's such a grand theme. That's why I'd say that's what I want when I die, because it's not possible in this life that we know of.
One thing he said that was interesting is like alien invasions, right? And I'll get back to the pessimism thing because
Okay.
I think he makes a good point at the end. He was like, okay, aliens invading. He was like, the only thing that aliens could ever want from our solar system is the energy of the sun itself.
Oh, yeah. I think you were saying, like, if they can travel throughout space and time, they're not going to be worried about whatever little planet may or may not have some stuff on it. We just want the energy source.
Right. It's like our planet biosphere died, but we have the ability to literally do things that seem impossible, like travel across space and time and not age, and like create a spaceship that can sustain all of our people.
Yeah.
So why was the biosphere that important in the first place? Like, you know what I mean? You could have probably, if you could create the spaceship that can do everything the biosphere does, you could have fixed the biosphere.
And then you're telling me you fly all the way across the whole universe, get to Earth and crash in New Mexico?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Damn, what a life.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, would they want us as like slaves or something? And it's like, well, if they can already like travel across the universe, they can transmute any element into another element. They can create beings. They
Yeah.
can do things that to us seem impossible. So like, what would the likelihood be of that they can do one thing that seems so impossible that would cause a revolution in every field of knowledge that we've ever known, and they just can't do like the other stuff, which is like, oh, mining minerals,
exactly,
or oh, there's water on this planet. Like, you can create
Well,
water.
I guess it's underground. No getting to it.
Yeah,
Like,
because he was saying like transmutation, which is what happens in stars, like how the elements got created, changing one element into another. Like, they would have had to master that. So literally, they could have taken any element of any type and made any other element in the periodic table, and they probably know about a lot other elements in the periodic table we don't know.
Wouldn't you think that if that was true. Well, I guess it's when they're billions of light years away and stuff. So, but then that's, I guess, two different things. Because, right, that's that's why we can look back and get so close to the Big Bang, because we can look back far enough for the light. But what we're seeing is 2 billion years ago. So something could have already happened and died out, and we still wouldn't even receive that for another billion light years.
Right.
So we'd never see it.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Would they need to go on such a journey?
Yeah. Okay.
Think about it, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
I was saying, could you see them? Like, if they were so advanced and they were doing all this stuff, wouldn't they be a big portion of our universe, and we'd be able to see them?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, probably, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying too. Like,
or they could make themselves invisible too. You
know
what I mean?
That's
like
the
they
whole
would
thing
have
with, like,
they would have
psychedelics.
the ability to do anything.
Yeah. Well, on the psychedelic stuff, that's what they were saying. Like, you're on different frequencies, I think, or realms or something. And like when people trip, supposedly they like go and then they're talking to these extraterrestrials and like having a conversation. Maybe that's just happening inside their minds. But to your point, like they could be just existing on a different dimension that we don't even realize.
Maybe. He kind of seems like he doesn't really believe in that. He's like, there has to be some like explanation that involves the laws of physics to like how that dimension exists or whatever. But he's like believing in the supernatural is kind of disbelieving in the idea of progress, because if the supernatural is what controls things, then what's the purpose of trying to reach past a certain point where the supernatural is completely in control and we have no control? So
then that gets back to, okay, so then what about the pessimism? But then that seems pretty pessimistic.
No, he thinks it's optimistic, so that's what he basically says. He says pessimism is actually really optimistic, because if you're so afraid to change anything, let's see. I don't know. I'll read Colby's thing in a second. So if you're so pessimistic, like think of a political system.
Boo!
Exactly. A political system that feels like...
Oh, no. Plug in your computer, brother.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. I'll do it in a second after I finish it. So if you are pessimistic, it means you don't think anything should change. But if you don't think anything should change, it means that you're not creating any new knowledge. And so that's actually incredibly optimistic, because what you're saying is the knowledge that we already have is enough to handle any future challenge that might come at us, and we cannot know what those future challenges are. So his point is that we need to at no point can we stop creating knowledge. Just like when human beings were trying to get out of the mud and build houses or learn to make fire or anything, it's a constant battle. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant search that has to happen. Because if we stop, then something that is beyond our ability to solve, some problem that is big enough for us not to solve, will eventually come. And since we haven't created any knowledge, or we haven't created
then we get wiped out.
A culture of
it.
knowledge. Yeah, we have to create a culture of creating new knowledge.
Plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Taking my hot sauces with me.
But plug it in first. It's making me nervous.
Let's see. What do we got?
I'm so scared.
6%. That might as well be 60%.
Woo! Go. Okay. Okay. All I gotta say about this damn book is he better give some answers. Sounds like he's doing a lot of complaining over here.
No, it's not complaining.
Yeah, I know. He's explaining and da da da.
Criticizes a lot.
But I want to also. Well, I guess maybe it's his philosophy, or like what. And you're not through the book, so maybe you can't answer it. But to me, I'm like, okay, so then what's the point? You're gonna go on and on about all this stuff, and I find it interesting, and I'll probably read it or audiobook it at some point too. But like, it better have a point at the end of like, here's the SparkNote version. This is what you can take away in your life to actually make a difference. Da 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 da. But and maybe I guess it has to, because Jay was recommended this book by some successful person. So it's like, if a successful person found it useful, then there is probably something good in it. I suppose. Basically.
You suppose basically?
Yeah, dang it.
Basically, I suppose is what I should start saying.
Yeah, basically, I suppose that we do this. That's kind of stuff. It's a riff.
Keep the people entertained.
I'm trying. I'm getting distracted. We're talking about your book. We got a couple. I put some pretty good links in the chat. Some of them.
We'll talk about
Something. No, I gotta talk about the links. The links. We'll watch the links. Maybe. Well, Neil is coming back tonight, so I think we would maybe have a couple more. But Neil likes to not be inside. But it's also dark right now, so he's like, I want to get as much out of summer as I can. And so he doesn't want to do the podcast. But I think we got to get a couple in because we also went a long time without doing one.
Yeah,
so
we got to keep doing it, even when it's summer. I mean, come on.
It's nice, yeah.
What is he going to do on a weekday? Like, drink,
yeah,
online date? Like, what options does he have?
Poker, yeah.
Tennis.
Exactly. He does a lot of tennis.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to stop that with that tennis stuff, man. It's the career's over, all right? Let's go.
This is what I should have done. I should have read Colby's comments. So Colby said...
Yes.
Well, if the speed of light is some immutable barrier, then they might just show up when they do, and they will want to study our fossil record, but they should be sophisticated enough. Okay, yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. What's that word? It's when people go study the other cultures. Anthropologists. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, they could see it from more of a curiosity to see like where we're at. They're like, oh, they're only on flying mobiles. How cute, Darwin.
Right, but like, is that 3%? Now we're getting dicey. That could have shut down the show.
I know,
for
that's
a
what
good
I'm
few
saying.
minutes.
And then we're out, and then it would suck.
Oh man.
And then it hit the spot.
It was good, but the other ones were better. That was my least favorite one I've had. But
Least favorite, really?
Yeah, the pepperoncinis, like I think they cooked the flavor out of them, so it was just like
just like a texture, and it's
yeah.
like kind of a hard texture. Like I'm eating this, and if it doesn't even taste, yeah, I agree.
It is what it is. Though.
Also said, but if we get close with classical mechanics, then get it so wrong upon discovering quantum, maybe what we considered supernatural now is tomorrow's scientific consensus.
Yeah, that's kind of what he says. He says that like
he's saying a lot of stuff, Jay.
Everything we know is just our best understanding, our best explanation.
Yeah, so
and
back
we have
in the
to
day,
go with
it
our
was
best explanation of things.
Supernatural, and now we know. And so maybe the stuff that we think supernatural. So what do you think
Pull
is
your
supernatural?
thing down. You can't see your face.
What do you think is supernatural today that will eventually be solved? That would be a good question.
Sarah
in the chat.
What
do you think is supernatural today that will be solved in the future?
Like the psychedelic thing you talked about, like why people see certain things on psychedelics, or what the genesis of those like visions was, or why our brain goes to these certain things. Like,
okay,
I think we'll figure that out one way or another. If it's like we're tapping into some like frequency that we don't necessarily know about now, or if it's that we're hitting certain parts of the brain, and those parts of the brain are, conducive to, or they're like inclined towards creating certain types of imagery because they're tied to certain parts of cognition. Like there's going to be some research there, because I think finally, like we like the Puritan sort of like culture around psychedelics and drugs and doing research with them has been lifted a lot in the last like decade.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it used to be that you couldn't study any of it, right? Now people are getting like, Elon Musk is out there just like blowing ket in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
And, a lot of stuff like that's happening, like with PTSD and emotional therapies and things like that with psychedelics. So it's like we're going to figure out a little bit more about how they work, I think, and why they work. Because I think right now we like pretty much have no idea.
So would you separate religion from supernatural?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think
so the supernatural is a subset of religion. I think the part of religion that's more interesting than the actual supernatural stuff, which I don't think we can like reliably access the supernatural. And a lot of people are like, there is no supernatural. I think there is something, but
whatever. I don't.
But
I'm
then
not
we
going to sit here
just-
and debate.
What we just said
guy
is
that-
if you're saying that there is some supernatural, then it's just our knowledge of today, and eventually, so like,
yeah.
it-
I mean,
it
that's what the
contradicts
guy
your
was.
argument.
That's what the guy was saying. That's not what
Okay.
I think.
okay,
I don't agree with him on everything, but
Yeah.
he seems like a firm disbeliever in the supernatural, but a lot of like super physicsy, sciencey people are, and I think it's whatever. It's part of their culture, but yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think that the interesting part about religion is how should we relate to the supernatural or what we perceive as the supernatural? Like, how should we as individuals interact with the vast, unknowable unknown? How should we as individuals explain things that don't have an explanation in our world? And I think the number of things we can't explain is in a way getting smaller. But also in the book, he says the more we learn, the more like every solution yields more problems, and
Yeah.
every problem is solvable.
So then it just starts splitting and splitting and
Right.
splitting, and so you solve
And-
one thing, and that's actually an infinite number of problems for every solution. That
And
you
we
come up
aren't going to
with.
be interested in every problem that comes from every solution.
Yeah.
But the ones we are interested in, so he says problems are inevitable, but problems are solvable. And every solution yields more problems.
Mm-hmm.
Every theory yields new theories. And that's how it should work. It should work that if we're making progress, we're disproving the old stuff and coming up with better explanations for things we already know about.
I wonder if knowledge is. I mean, how do you think it like graphs? Do you think it's knowledge is exponential, or is there a limit at which like we can only ever learn and like create so much?
He feels very strongly there's no limit.
That's crazy to me, though.
And he thinks that, and he goes through a bunch of philosophers who have said there's a limit, and he goes through arguments as to why those people were wrong. And he's like, because they are relying on, because their knowledge, they don't have complete knowledge. So their incomplete knowledge and their inability to understand, to see past it, leads them to think that there must be some inherent limit in the laws of nature. He's like, but if you look at where those people were who said that those limits existed, and you look at what we know now, we've surpassed the limits that they thought there were. So far, there may be a point where we discover a limit, but so far we haven't. But he feels very strongly that it's infinite. And he also thinks that because it's infinite, going back to the precautionary thing, so he thinks optimism is actually pessimistic.
Because you said the opposite.
Because if
yeah.
you always think things are going to work out, I don't remember exactly why optimism is pessimistic, but the pessimistic is optimistic. He said they're both two sides of the same coin. You can't blindly go through life and think one or the other. Man, I really want to remember why he was saying blind optimism is pessimistic, but whatever. He says that his definition of optimism is that we will always be able to create new knowledge, and that we believe that the new knowledge will help us solve new problems. And that's the type of optimism he believes. And he gives a story, which I'll wrap up this whole discussion with a story.
For you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing the best job explaining because I'm kind of still digesting the chapter, but ultimately, basically, I suppose he said an anecdote.
You win some, you lose some, son.
It's a joke. So a man gets arrested for stealing
Horrible.
from the king.
Don't like this.
The king sentences him to death. Right.
Ruthless, a power of abuse.
He makes
Abuse of power.
a deal with the king, and he
Deal
says
with the devil, more like.
he says if you stay my execution for 1 year, within that year I will teach. If you stay my execution for 1 year, in that year I'll teach your favorite horse how to speak English, and if I do, then you have to let me off. And then he goes back to prison, and then the other prisoner says, "Wait, why did you make that deal with the king?" And he goes, "A lot can happen in a year. The king could die, the horse could die, I could die, or the horse could talk."
We don't know. At this point, they're all reasonable,
Right, yeah,
because nothing's happened.
Yeah.
So I like that. Actually, makes it. It does hit home that thing. Like really,
Yeah.
anything is possible. And that's
Right.
what
Well,
trying
he's
to get
also
across.
like that. The solution requires creating
It's
new
time,
knowledge.
too. Yeah.
new knowledge within a certain subset of time.
Yeah.
And he's like, so if you can create that new knowledge, then that's great. But also, so many other things could come up.
That are interacting that you don't have no idea.
He could figure out a way of convincing the king to pardon him another way.
Yeah.
He could, find a way to escape from the jail. So the point is that
Sure.
if you're optimistic about your ability to create knowledge, then that situation is not the death sentence, is not the danger. He's like, any catastrophe that humanity faces then is not going to destroy us, because he said, unless it destroys enough of our ability to create knowledge, unless it kills enough of us that we can no longer create knowledge and we like all the knowledge is lost, then we're fucked. But if we still have the ability to create knowledge, then all that problems can do is set us back. But any solution could potentially unlock the solution to so many problems.
Yeah.
So that's the horseman story kind of sums up his type of optimism, which is.
But then I guess maybe I'm just taking the joke a little too seriously, but to me, it's like, it's not necessarily the guy getting extra knowledge. Things could happen completely unrelated to him that could still benefit him. So it's more that it's giving yourself time than giving yourself knowledge.
Well, the king dying for him represents knowledge that solves his problem. Right.
Okay.
Knowledge of the king's death.
So knowledge
would give him an ability. Yeah.
But then, so knowledge is actually, I guess I think of knowledge in the sense of it's not. Well, I guess it's knowing.
Yeah.
You're just, like,
he didn't
knowing
create that
new
knowledge.
information.
He didn't create that knowledge.
Creation that's what we were talking about too. Is like creation of knowledge, not necessarily just getting it passed.
Right. It's not, I guess, perfect, but it's. The idea being that he could create knowledge to get him out of the situation. Like he could figure out a way out to escape from the prison.
Yeah. Either way, it's a funny joke.
Yeah. And he could befriend a guard, and then the guard takes a liking to him and the guard lets him out. Like there's so many things that you could do, that you could knowledge that you could create that could help you get out of that situation if you just had more time.
That makes sense.
Because he's like, the problem would be like, if within the amount of time we don't, even if we have the requisite knowledge, that the time and the resources available to us, he calls that wealth. The wealth available to us is not enough to solve the problem. So, so that's without a better solution, So anyway, it's kind of like he breaks everything down for a while like that.
On it. It's good though. I like it. Hey Sarah. Sarah said, "Did you hear about T Swift's boyfriend getting body shamed? I could care less about her, but reminded me that we're all getting a shitty, judgy deal." I did not know that actually. The football player Travis Kelce is something Kelce. Whatever it is. Oh yeah, we got to get one of these at least once an episode. What were they body shaming him for? Because he seems like he's in shape. I don't know. Yeah. And then Sarah also said, Siri is supernatural. When is that going to get better? You got something coming up. What about them links too, brother?
I thought I did, but what is on this screen? Hold on, let me go to the browser. Oh, of course. It's not.
It's a blank.
Just showing the title of the book. It's a good book. I think it's.
You've done it like 5 times.
Hopeful.
I don't know how you. Oh.
It just looks like Google Books is
not letting
shit in the bed.
But that's the book, everyone.
Yeah, it's
David Duche.
David Deutsch. Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Oh yeah, that was worth it.
The beginning of infinity. Explanations that transform the world. The audiobook guy's got a nice voice too. I think the original guy's British, and he looks like he doesn't have a nice voice. So I'm kind of glad that we got this.
That's nice.
We got a red-blooded American to read it.
How about them links?
Let's do some links.
Them links?
Hold on. What was going on in the chat? Was anyone listening to the optimism pessimism discussion? I feel like, some of these things are probably not that interesting. But who cares? Like, honestly, it's not like we're comedians, right? We're just a couple dudes thinking about stuff and talking about it on a microphone.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Sarah said on a beach. But yeah, when you're standing next to T Swift, you're going to look huge no matter what. And like, he's successful.
Should we look at the picks? Should we look at the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift picks?
Can.
Yeah, is that interesting?
I Links.
Okay, we'll do some links. Yeah. I think it's funny because I saw. Did you send that where it was like actually Taylor Swift's a better athlete than Travis Kelce because she has to go on tour?
No, I
Did
didn't
you
send that. No.
I was
That's
like,
funny.
okay, yeah, I guess so.
Technically.
Yeah, I mean it's not funny at all. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, the book's really cool. So go out there and go on some long walks and audiobook it. All right, let's do some links.
Links.
I also feel like the moment that I opened Chrome, YouTube started complaining. So if we start getting choppy, it's because
Because Jay is messing it up. We all know, brother.
Hold on, I'm just gonna pull up the links before I.
Smart. It's surprising. Tomorrow I have off.
Oh, for Good Friday?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's a federal holiday.
Okay. We're off because the stock exchange is closed, which is interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
The stock exchange, known for its pious
Yeah.
values.
Yeah, that's what my boss said. She's like, wow, real separation of the church and state here, huh?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
too.
that was a zinger.
Um.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Well, the
some of
stock
these-
market's not state though, right? It's.
No,
I mean, it's heavily regulated, but it's ultimately private industry.
Yeah.
So your boss is a moron. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
All right, let's do California forever. Let's start with a little bit of California. Oh, news coming out of the. What's that California for? It's not the Sunshine State. That's Florida.
The bear on the flag.
News coming out of the Bear on the Flag State. Oh, bringing homes, jobs, and clean energy to East Solano County. The voter initiative is proposing to build a new community that brings the 15,000 local jobs, paying over $88,000 a year, $500 million in community benefits for down payment assistance, scholarships, and small business grants for Solano residents, and a $200 million to catch that $200 million commitment to invest in revitalizing downtowns in existing Solano cities. Well, this place looks like a dump, is what I'm going to say. Look at this. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so that's the thing. They got this
The
dump.
thing
and
is to-
these rich people bought a
What's it gonna
town.
mean for Solano County?
Does
Okay.
it mean a lot of jobs for locals?
What's it going to mean for agriculture?
Where would this new city be built?
God.
To the east,
Where would this new city be built?
there is
This is the first time for me.
land rated among the worst for agriculture in all of Solano.
This
County.
is sad.
Land where for years and years.
I mean, who is doing this? This guy sounds like he was just doing lines on his desk. This is a bro venture capitalist voice, if I've ever heard
Oh,
one.
baby.
Listen to him.
Grow. Until now.
Until
Eastern Solano County, where a new community can rise. A
All
place
white
where
only.
Our children's future can be bright. Walkable middle-class neighborhoods.
Oh, our
Homes
camera's
we
not
can
on.
afford. $400
Hold
million
on.
in down payment assistance for Solano residents. 15,000 new jobs with good pay in manufacturing and technology.
88K. All
Travis
right.
for agriculture and solar energy. It's a
What does
long-term
protected
vision.
mean?
I don't know. That
Good
seems.
jobs and parks.
This sounds
It's
like the
Solano
beginning
County
of-
I can't. Yeah,
I
I
cult.
can't
The
listen to this
details.
anymore.
This is
Meet the
going to be
plan.
the.
Oh, it's over. Thank God.
This is going to be a beginning of a cult, and there's going to be some horrible, horrible things happening in this place. It's just crazy to me. That
It's
there's
not
like-
going to be like this. Whatever these renderings are.
It's not even gonna. It might not even exist. It might just be.
I love
someone
this.
just
They're like white Karens and black teenagers will finally get along. Look.
But look at that dog. He's like, I'm still watching you.
Yeah.
This is yeah. They're like, let's make sure we have one black person in there.
The son's like, Mom, can you just buy your drugs and get out of here?
And then the best part about
sorry.
this picture is
That's
they have
racist.
all this money, and then this is the best photo rendering they can do. Like they supposedly have enough money to start a whole new city and a town, but yet they can't hire a graphics guy to like make it not look like the most photoshopped
yeah.
photo in the world.
I like how the Asian couple is just looking around like, where the hell are we over here on the left? They're just like, where in the F are we right now? This is Solano County. I mean, so what is this? Rich people are just trying to move all the poor people out into the desert and be like,
Yeah,
but
you
you'll
like
have,
it here.
Yeah, but there'll be Cold Stone creameries.
There's
on.
a fence, a protection. Yeah.
I mean, there's no water source. Like they're in the middle of nowhere. You know, like
Ay,
this
ay,
is just
ay.
next to the Air Force Base. I guarantee you there's a prison. Vacaville, I feel like I've heard of that. Okay, next link. I hate this.
Yeah.
I love this. They're like, look, there'll be one dirt road and a birthday party. Like, oh, that's where I want to have my birthday, Dad.
Quinceañera.
Yeah. Next in the abandoned former, shooting range or
Yeah.
whatever.
Missile silo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this guy.
That guy
This is the guy who
definitely
currently lives there, who's not going to be able to afford it once they move in.
And he's definitely part of some militia. Like he's
Yeah, I am Vidan Joseph. He's an engineer, of course. I mean, another engineer.
Next link.
Is the stream still working? Is the chat still mad? Yeah, people just want to know about Kelsey. Can we just go look at Kelsey, please?
yeah, and he's been celebrating.
Okay, are we trapped here? Concurrent viewers too. Well, that doesn't feel good. Looks like everyone just dropped off. Okay, well that's fun. Let's
Hope you come back soon.
let's reload this. Maybe it's YouTube's problem.
It's
Maybe it's not
counting
us.
normal.
Yeah, I mean I think the Solano County broke the internet. It was just it got bored. The internet got bored.
Or I just found like some top secret site like not everyone's supposed to know about.
Oh yeah.
And they're
that's
like,
what that is.
wait, a civilian got a hold of that information and he's streaming to over 8 people? We got to cut it out.
Feels like we're just frozen.
Dang.
What's the widget say? I love the widget just says the same message.
They're like,
It's like,
yeah, bro, your shit's fucked.
by the way, your widget is wrong. Okay. Yeah, this is brutal.
So what happens now?
I think it's trying to catch up. I think we're still on. Anyway. Man.
Yeah, it'll eventually catch up.
I remember this issue with the links. I don't remember how we fixed it.
I think we deleted stuff off your computer.
No.
Thing.
There was like a way to get there's probably we need to resize the window or I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. They'll eventually catch up. So some of those other links though, might as well if it's broken, keep breaking it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about that. Chat, somebody.
Someone let us know you're alive.
He's a world-class athlete, chiseled bodybuilders or not. Yeah, this is like Colby's doing the male peak performance meme in the chat, which I love. Kelsey said, come on, it's March. He's not in season. Not every athlete stays at 8% body fat all year. Nor would that be healthy for them.
8 is pretty low.
It just feels like we're just completely frozen.
Yallah.
Let's listen to the beautiful sounds of the Quran. Stream looking crispy as AF. Austin said it was looking crispy. Austin,
It was.
is Neil on the plane
Yeah, I think.
with the love of his life?
But what are we doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. Is it?
We're just waiting. We should still talk about something. I just feel like if they come back, then it's just going to be nothing.
There it is. Is it still choppy? And we're back. Or we thought we were back. Is it just choppy? I
Looks
restarted
choppy. It
everything.
does say excellent connection though, so maybe it'll eventually.
Okay. It's trying. I feel like doing the links is what screws it up, honestly. Because it was going fine until we showed the browser. And then the browser absolutely killed it. So yeah.
So we can never show links again.
No, don't be a pessimist. We just can't show links again today.
Dang.
Oh, see, it's coming back.
Fish doorbell.
All right, yeah, see, we're back. Yeah, it's definitely the browser because look, it says excellent connection. It's trying now. It's trying to come back. Oh no, wait. Now it's complaining again. Hold on. Yeah. I think it's sort of back. Looks like we're sort of back. That blink that you just did was almost in real time. All right, I think we're back.
Okay.
Can you let's check the video. Yeah, it's definitely the browser for sure. That triggered it, and it's done that before. It's still.
I think momentum is lost.
Sort of back. Looks like we're sort of back. That blink
Yeah,
that
see?
you just did was almost in real time. Yep.
Kind of close.
Yeah. We're back. It's the links, Will. It's your bread and butter.
Woo! Can you pause it now?
No, I'm gonna play it the whole time in the background. So anyway, hey, we're back. Welcome back to another episode. I wonder if the first part of the stream's even gonna show up on YouTube. Oh well.
It says live for an hour and 15, so I'd say yes, but who knows? Otherwise, you guys were tuned in for a little piece that we like to call art history.
Vishterbell. I have an idea. Hold on.
Oh,
Just chat for a little bit.
So I'm chatting. Anyways, I basically really like that guy, and I suppose I like him so much because he explains stuff from the dark web or he finds these random websites that I would have never in a million years found. But then he kind of constantly posts this stuff that's really interesting and obscure. So it's cool. He bought like an AI robot or something, or that's what they claimed on the dark web, and he bought it, and it's like demonic, and he has to lock it in a room, and he has this whole bit going.
There's an demonic AI robot.
Yeah. And he locks it in the room, and then it just rams against the door, and everyone's like, "Hey, how's little Kill 'Em robot doing?" And he's like, "Oh, he's pretty pissed today. They just slow pans over, the robot's just like running into the wall." So yeah, it's pretty. The guy is pretty entertaining, but that would be fun for us to have a catch the fish or a doorbell, let the fish in kind of thing. So. And then
trying to see if I can do something. Hold on, I'm close.
He's close. I did have a couple other links. We may or may not get to them. We may or may not see them, talk about them, discuss them. Turns out I'm not that great at riffing by myself.
Yeah.
Jay's something of an expert. Neil could probably... He's got chops, as we say in the business, but your boy Will Trainer, he does not. He is a sad little boy.
Oh my god!
Then it just turns into like a therapy talk. I just start talking to myself. I'm like, what is God? What is existence? That's all it takes I've heard that before. Like whenever you're like going through something, you're just supposed to like write as much as you can in 5 minutes. It doesn't even matter if it like makes sense.
Okay.
Sick.
I got it. I figured it out. I think. Or this will break it again. So hold on. We just look at the links behind us. You see?
But then they can't see it.
Just move a little. There you go. Oh. Is this
adapt,
also...
overcome, survive?
I know. We're back, baby. Oh, we're free. Are we freezing again?
No, it's fine. Just
Hold
Jay,
on.
don't
Let's
worry
look.
about it.
What do you mean don't worry about it?
No,
if they can't see us.
They can see us. They can hear us. They love us.
But then they can't see.
Oh, see? It's freezing it.
Move a little. There you go.
OBS can't handle it.
More like ODB.
Is this adapt, overcome, survive?
I feel like it's chopping again. It's the browser. It has to be.
No, it's fine. Just Jay, don't worry about it.
Right?
I don't know.
See?
They can see us. They
Yeah.
can hear us. They love us.
All right.
Oh, see, it's freezing it.
All right. I have to take it off, sadly.
Pause it.
All right. We're back. Okay, well. Anyway, so we got 7 viewers back. Well, this is a huge show. So yeah. Anyway, you know how I had something I had planned for the show, but why don't we call? Oh, Neil's on the fucking plane.
Yeah.
So anyway, you know how
You can't go back to the well twice, Jay.
No, well, I mean, I figure he should call in on every show. He should.
Yeah.
He should be a guest.
What did you have? What was your topic, or what did you want to do?
So you know how I'm bad at investing, right?
Horrible. One of the worst. Yep.
And I just lost thousands of dollars on like crypto. My stock portfolio is nothing to write home about. My 401k is decent, but like that's because I'm not the one doing the investing. I'm just delegating it to someone else. But I think I've found a new lane for investing.
Okay.
Now you might have noticed that I have a bunch of bags on the floor underneath the table.
I have noticed all those bags. And I wonder to myself, what are those bags doing there?
So what I realized, Will, is that it's not. I shouldn't be investing in stocks. Yeah, if we keep going for 20, we can probably get Neil on the plane. Good call, Curran. So what I've been investing in is, and this is why the title of the episode is "The Cereal Index is at All-Time Highs." Recently, the Reese's Puff cereal brand came out with a special limited edition collaboration with Dragon Ball Z. And without further ado, I have been investing in collectible boxes.
No.
So I've got a couple of Friezas here.
Oh, no. You, sir, are what we call regarded.
So I've got Frieza in every size now. Got my man Goku.
Do you eat them?
You'd be an idiot to eat these. Will. Yeah.
They're straight cancer.
Gonna eat my kid's kid's college fund? Sure, yeah.
The best part about this is he's like, I'm saving these as collectible items. This one is already absolutely trashed. The corner's all beaten in. It's all
no! How did that happen? No!
They're all bent. None of them are even close. They look like they've been thrown.
Don't worry, Will. I got a backups. I have a backup of this in the cabinet. I'll just eat this one.
This one too. Look, all of them are crinkled.
No, the crinkles don't matter.
Are you serious?
So look, I've got Piccolo. I've got Goku. I've got Trunks. Will, what the fuck are you doing? That was too loud. That was so loud. Sorry. Pick it up, Will.
I did.
Oh, okay. I thought it fell on the floor. I've got what have I got here?
Actually, this is a really smart investment strategy. And should I tell you why?
Why is that?
Because I was thinking about that. I'm like, this is probably one of the worst investment strategies he could have. But luckily, each box is like $2 or $3. So he has probably like $50 worth of stuff versus having like $50,000 worth of bad decisions. So you're making bad decisions at a smaller scale. So overall, it's a good investment strategy.
There are 7 collectible characters, Will. I didn't listen to a word you just said, but there's 7 collectible characters. No, I did. I listened.
We just have to talk over him now.
Yeah, this is the new stream. This is 7. There's 7 characters, just like 7 Dragon Balls. If you collect all the 7 Dragon Balls in the show, Will, you get a wish. So I need to collect all 7. But also, what I've learned is there's 3 sizes of the cereals. There's family size. There's giant size, and then there's the regular size.
Oh, so that regular looks like it doesn't even like. It seems like you'd give that to your kid for like lunch.
What is this? Europe?
Yeah. What is that? That thing's. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Curran. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I went DBZ Reese's hunting today. I hit up I hit up Target and they only had regular Reese's Puffs. I was like, these are useless.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I hit up King Supers and I went to Safeway yesterday.
The best part about this is I just imagine some other person doing the same thing, and you're like,
Oh,
you're
the
like,
boxes are all picked through.
Yeah. And you're talking to the guy. You're like, hey, I think I saw you over at Safeway at 2. Yeah, man, it was slim pickings over there. They only had Goku. Like,
Exactly.
who wants Goku?
Exactly. That's what I'm like. I need Vegeta bad. I need Majin Buu and I need Cell. Oh, Cell would just be the icing
But
on the
then
cake.
that's the other thing that's great is you start thinking, you're like, maybe they only ship certain ones to certain parts of the country, and they do that on purpose so no one can collect them all. So then you have to.
Hey, it's
you
time
have
to go on a road trip, brother.
Trade. Yeah, you're like, turns out Kansas City is got a visitor.
So yeah, you can move them to the side. But yeah, so
Wow, now I can see them all on the side. They're like, hey,
yeah, Sarah.
Hey,
oh, I'm eating.
you liked one? How about you see the rest that you could collect?
Oh, yeah,
and then
let's
someone's
show-
like,
let's show 'em to the
oh,
audience.
Majin Buu.
Yeah. Hey, easy there. You're bending the shit out of it. So here, these are all 7. I have Piccolo, Trunks. Ooh, the Vegeta's cool. Goku. The Frieza's actually maybe my favorite.
Who?
I have Piccolo,
Freezy.
Trunks, Frieza, not
Oh,
Freezy.
Frieza, yeah.
Oh God, what is this guy a fan? I also saw some which have Shenron the dragon on front instead of Goku on front, but I don't know. I don't know where those are. And I
Those are black market now, brother.
yeah,
You're not getting
exactly,
those.
dude. I saw somebody selling them for like $1,500 on eBay, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, people will sell anything. $50 for like a box on eBay.
Yeah, you're like, of
100
course,
bucks?
my investment is good.
And I looked at that, and I was laughing so hard last night. I was like, I'm going back tomorrow, and I'm buying every character they have. So so it's from what would that be? Left to right: Piccolo, Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, Frieza, Cell, and then Majin Buu. So yeah, guys, if you see him at your local grocery store, pick up a box and send it to your pal Jay. But make sure you put fragile on the box. I don't want to get a fucking beat up box. I've already lost one or two valuable pieces of
that was a
inventory.
giant size, and you.
I have another one of these in the cabinet, and I doubled up on Frieza accidentally, so we're still good.
My favorite part about this is just thinking of Jay coming home, talking to Tita, and be like, listen, it's just like Step Brothers. Like, I have a really good idea. We're only going to need half the household, but I'm buying every stock in the entire Denver metro area. And babe, it's going to be months where we're just going to have to get around the boxes. But
By the way, we got to eat the boxes that people don't sell. So this is every meal. Oh man, I'm so sad for this. I guess, whatever. This box is fucked. We can just eat this one, I guess.
yeah, let's open it. Let's do an open on the show.
You want some milk? You want a bowl?
Oh yeah, we'll do a taste, and we can rate the cereal. Actually, I don't think so. My parents would only ever buy healthy cereal. Boo.
Yeah. Hey, this
So
is a not healthy cereal house.
my my favorite cereal, like, as kids, they're like, oh, I really like Lucky Charms. I like Fruit Loops. Mine was cranberry almond crunch was my healthy. Oh, I can smell the peanut butter from here. This is going to be good.
Oh, it's delicious. It's the best. It's not only my favorite TV show as a child, it's also my favorite cereal as a child. It's like two things I love.
They knew exactly. Yeah, this is what we call marketing genius. They're like, what do all kids at heart that are my age want most? And they're like, please be good, please good. Oh God. Okay. Yikes. Spoiled milk freaks me out. Yeah, they're like, what would someone with an actual adult salary want? They're like, let's put doo Dragon Ball Z on Reese's Puff cereal. How did they even come up with that? Like, Reese's Puff, they can't even make it any kind of healthy. Yeah, they're just like, what's next? Snickers Puffs? Like, they have Starburst. At that point, you just put Skittles in a bowl with milk.
Pizza grease flakes.
No, Skittles. You just, instead of milk, you use syrup. You just
Hold on, I gotta move some boxes, sadly, because they're so beautiful.
Origin. Oh, see, this is why I knew that. Oh yeah, there's like chunks and stuff.
Oh, it's cream top. It's just
Cream
super
top.
fatty.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, by the way, the milk is super fatty too. This is just a real food episode. This is a window into how Jay eats. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If the sandwich wasn't enough, time for course number 2.
Yeah. That was just an appetizer sandwich. Oh yeah.
This is it. They look all waxy, like they don't.
Oh yeah, they're covered in
they
like
can't-
they just spray them down, like pressure wash them in sugar glaze.
They're hitting the bowl, and it sounds like I'm eating like plastic pellets.
Oh yeah. These are made of 100% microplastics, brother. This is the good shit.
You could tell you're like there's no peanut butter at all, but if I just do this, I just get huge whiffs of peanut butter. You're like, damn, whoever came up with the chemicals to get the peanut butter.
Exactly, Curran. Akira Toriyama just died, so the value of these is going up. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder.
It's like my CEO of my last company had a Kobe jersey as a collectible, and he showed it to us, and he was like, I had no idea. And he's like, when he died in that helicopter crash, the value of this thing just
No, he
skyrocketed.
He did
He
not.
was like, it's crazy. He's like,
just
yeah.
absolutely does not care about someone's death. He's just like,
no, I mean, he was sad, I'm
no,
sure.
he wasn't.
He was wiping his tears with $100 bills.
Helicopter crash, eh? He's like, let me just hop on eBay real quick.
He goes on eBay and it's just
Baby, we're having steak tonight. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you, Colby. How'd you get the orange background, you clever bastard? The Reese's Puff segment is the single greatest stream turnaround in the history of Invited Will. Hey, I knew I had something good for the show. Will was ready to tap out.
I was said the momentum is gone. This is not happening. You know what I wanted? I took
Sarah
it.
said these seem very special to you. Yeah, I know. I've never been this happy on stream.
What I have a conspiracy. I think it's General Mills. They killed him. They're They're like, hey, we really got to hit our numbers this month. What's the best way of doing that? Killing a beloved childhood author icon.
Just like Ray Charles when they came out with Ray, he died, and then Johnny Cash, that movie, Walk the Line, he died after that. It's like,
Really?
all right, they got to
Yeah.
stop killing these legends for biopics.
Hey, how about let's have a Trump one?
Oscar season's coming up.
Yeah.
They just go to Akira Toriyama's house, and they're like, what is this? Is this a cornflake on next to the body? They're like, oh my God.
They've left their signature again.
Yeah.
Cornflake dust.
The fucking Trix Rabbit just like is fucking running in a trench coat down the street. Get him!
Tricks are for kids.
Shoot him!
And then the little leprechaun's just like, he's like, you better be lucky next time, matey.
They all show up in his apartment. He's like, hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, he went missing. Huh. Strange.
Yeah. They're like, oh, are you working on your new cartoon? What are you drawing? He just pushes knocks the easel over. He's like, oh, I was painting those. He goes,
You look at me in the eyes when you
look at me. Yeah, dude. Oh man, the jokes write themselves. But yeah, it's good, right? It's fucking good.
It is something.
It's so sweet.
It's sweet. It's peanut buttery. It's the texture. It's good. I mean, they know how to get these kids addicted.
Yeah.
What can I say? They
This
are
is the fentanyl of childhood.
exact. Well, that's what they did. I mean, did you used to see? I think they've like banned like the childhood commercials that we used to watch were like so aggressive and predatory as a kid that they like made them to like the most addictive, sex fueled, energetic, da 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 da. And then they're like, maybe we shouldn't be showing this to kids because they literally go nuts when they ask their parents for a Beat Bob 3000.
I was listening to some podcast, and it was some kid it was like some cereal, and he couldn't get it, and so he's like, I remember being like a little kid and just screaming like, Lucky Charms! Like, in the grocery store, I want Lucky Charms! Just scream. I think it was Tim Dillon. He was like. Or it was somebody on his show. It was like, I just remember screaming at the top of my lungs in the grocery store, give it to me now! Because my mom wouldn't let me have it.
I could see it too. Like, the rabbit made me. The rabbit made me.
Tricks are for kids. I'm a kid. I'm a kid, Mom.
Do you want me to kill myself? I'll do it.
I'll fucking kill myself if you don't give me the cereal. She's like, oh, God, not again. Every time we go to the store, it's like,
What is with this? Yeah, they're like, maybe that's enough TV for one night.
yeah, meanwhile, I was just watching Dragon Ball Z, just scarfing down. I used to, like the mixing bowls, I would throw like half a box in a mixing bowl with like half the milk carton and just sit there and just eat it.
God. And then
And watch Dragon Ball Z. Be like, get him, Goku.
And now that I actually get groceries and stuff, you just must imagine how pissed your parents must be. They come home and are like, that was for the whole week, Jay. You ate all that in one
That was
sitting.
my whole life. Oh, Paxton, get Paxton on the stream. That was my whole. It was like we eat all the food in one day and then we just starve for fucking. We'd be starving till Saturday, eating dry pasta and shit.
And then sure enough, it comes back around. You're like, we eating steak today, baby.
Exactly. Oh, ice cream. This is what Paxton would do. She would eat everything but one spoonful of ice cream in the tub just so she didn't have to throw it away because she was so lazy. She's standing next to the open freezer. Just take one spoonful and she's like, all right, there's not much left in here. I'm going to put it back. Just doesn't want to walk 5 steps to the trash can. It's like, dude. And then so you think there's ice cream. You go in there all like, oh, let me have a bowl.
yeah,
and
sick.
then you just pick it up and you can feel it's empty. You're like, the fuck is this?
She would eat it at the freezer?
Probably. Or she would just scoop it into a bowl. And then she would
okay.
just be like, okay, just a little
Yeah,
left.
close
And
enough,
then put
yeah.
it back in.
And she's like, no. And then it's also, I've used that move before because then you're like, what? There's some in there. If you want some, I didn't eat it all, guys. You said I ate it all. I didn't. Is there some ice cream in there?
You're just scraping the side of the container. Like, yeah, no, this is delicious.
You have to microwave it to like melt it down into a liquid to drink it.
I don't microwave my ice cream cartons, you psychopath.
That's what I did. We every last drop.
You're just like licking the tub. Oh man, so this was good. We bounced back hard. These are so good though. I'm like, I can't eat this. This is I'm so full from the sandwich.
Just give me the little upper that I needed. These are just hit and dip. And this whole fat cream, whatever you just called it, non-separated.
Cream top milk.
Cream
it's so good in
top.
coffee, man.
Oh, I
God.
could see that.
Yeah.
It's like basic, like half and half, huh?
Apparently, there's more sugar in skim milk, though. I heard. I don't know. Probably
Oh,
not.
really?
Not the milk I buy. It's probably.
Yeah.
It's basically melted ice cream, like you were saying. You might as well just microwave an ice cream carton and pour it in the milk jug. That's what I'm eating. Oh man.
So yeah, go out, see what Dragon Ball Z
Send me
characters.
more Reese's Puffs now.
That'll be
Give them to me.
our weekly segment is pictures coming in or shipments coming in. Sarah said something earlier that I thought was funny. She's like, do they make cereal box dust jackets?
What's a dust jacket?
You like for cards, you slide them into the dust jacket.
Tita said there was a restaurant that had collectible cereal boxes and they had them like behind plexiglass.
Yeah.
I looked on like Reddit or some site and somebody was like, do you know where to find the DBZ things? I've been looking anywhere. And someone was like, probably just eat them, LOL. And then the top comment of that was, you'd be a fool to open that box. You have to be a real fool to open that box. They're like, trust me, the moment they stop making them, these things are going to be worth a lot, baby.
Do you know what I also said?
Going to the moon! Going to the moon!
Do you know what I also said that about?
What?
Burger King, do you remember they used to have the Pokemon ball and there was like a gold card of the different characters?
It probably was worth a lot of money.
It wasn't. It was $1 and I bought them for $1.
No, but I'm saying Pokemon cards.
Afterwards, yes, but this was it was like a gold plate, something that they made. It had to do with the cards in the sense that it was Pokemon, but it was just like a gold collectible thing that they sold as part of like the Happy Meal or whatever. And so I collected them because like, oh, they're gold. This is going to be sick. I'm sure they're just covered in lead or they're completely lead. But then the other thing that I was thinking that you're thinking
Lead
like,
poisoning from Pokemon cards.
yeah. What about Sacagawea dollars? Did you ever collect those?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to be rich.
Yeah. What is this thing going to be worth $50 one day? I'm rich. I have two of them.
Colby traded in rare earth metals or He had some gold and silver, and it appreciated a lot. He paid for part of his college. I bought I think one or two off of him. It was a sick coin. It was a $20
Colby's
coin.
a fucking genius, though, man. Not
He is.
everyone's gonna make that play.
Yeah, in high school, I'm like, hey, what are you doing with your money? You're gonna go to the movies? No, brother. Silver's down 5% this week. Time to hit the pavement hard.
Well, that was like fucking 15 years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure the prices. Yeah.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
the other thing that's awesome, the milk. It tastes so good. It's like I'm drinking
Yeah.
peanut butter milk.
Because it is peanut butter. It's just chemical. Yeah,
That's why it's so glazed. That's why it has the waxy substance. It's so that it dissolves in the milk.
Oh, smart. I was thinking, okay. Interesting. Ingredients: whole grain corn, sugar, not surprising. Reese's peanut butter is okay. Reese's peanut butter. That's period. Then the rest of it's your normal.
That's the only ingredient.
Dextrose, sunflower, artificial extract, vitamin E. Yeah,
the tears of children.
yeah, exactly. Where is this stuff getting made? It probably is some third world country. Or do you think it's in the United States? Maybe. How did they get that deal?
Colby he paid for a deposit to give to Linda Dalk to live at. Okay, I'm not going to give the address. let's not dox people on the internet, Colby.
That's and yeah. We rented this old house next to Coors Lab from this old lady, and it was kind of a shit show, but it was close to Coors, which was nice because we could go over every single day and drink beer for free.
Nice.
It was sick.
Remember when underage drinking was like such an acceptable thing?
When we were underage.
Yeah.
You don't think it's acceptable now?
I don't know. I don't know what the youngins are doing. Oh yeah, we're still good. It's public info. Okay. Yeah, no worries. She's a public figure, I'm sure.
They're doing.
You haven't heard of?
They're doing ayahuasca. The kids these days, they're like, bro, alcohol is bad for you. I'm trying to explore my consciousness.
That's exactly how all young kids talk to.
Yeah.
That's the best impression you've ever done. Bro, you don't understand. Alcohol.
My favorite. Dang it, we can't pull anything up. I wanted to pull up the not Will Smith. What's his son's name? Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
He goes. He's having the interview and he's like, I hate when I'm hanging out with all my friends and they say something stupid. I'm like, can't we just talk about the
state of the world
Yeah.
or politics?
Yeah,
Or
I can't remember the exact
Yeah.
quote, but it's so funny.
And everyone memes that all the time.
Yeah.
I love like that, you're that age and he probably is like, oh, I'm just like, I don't want to come off as like a young, naive kid. So I'm going to act sophisticated. But by doing that, you end up seeming so much more like a young, naive kid and everyone just makes fun of you. And you're just like, people are so immature. It's like, no,
Or what
you're
I think
immature.
it is then by like you get to that age where then you think you know everything.
Yeah.
And so
Oh yeah.
it's not
that age hit me hard. Yeah.
still going through it, brother.
Yes.
Going 15 years strong.
Yeah. I don't think I ever recovered from that phase. I just became a know-it-all. I was like, the thing about optimism is this.
Yeah.
You don't
Did I tell you about
understand.
my SAT score?
That was the pre-SAT days.
Ooh, that's what gave you the confidence to think
Yeah.
that you knew everything.
I was like, wait, I'm already at like 1,300 now.
You're like, what's a couple hundred more?
The sad thing is I didn't like really go up that much. Like I could have. I don't know. I think I was just insecure. You know what I mean? At that age. And I think that was like, I was like a little know-it-all, but I think also like you kind of just, you're like hopped up on Reese's Puffs and you're sort of like, I don't know. There's just a lot of rough stuff that happened in my family life. And I think, sort of like academics and knowing stuff was like an area where you're just paying attention to the cereal. No, there's no word I'm fucking saying. No, but I feel like academics and like, I mean, I told my manager this about programming. I was like, one thing I find enjoyable about it is like in the world of computers, there are answers to every question. Like things are solvable. Like the David
David
Deutsch
Deutsch
book. Yeah. Where he's like, Problems are solvable. Damn, that smells like Reese's and sandwich. That's not good.
Nothing you
not
want
good.
more than
Get
peanut
that
butter
out
on
of
your
here.
steak.
Yeah, it's peanut butter, ground beef, spinach, chocolate, Dragon Ball Z.
Unknown cheese.
Yeah, unknown white cheese.
Also unknown milk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. A lot of milk in there. Yeah. So, oh, Neil's sending reels. Is he back? Did we make it another 20? We did make another 20 minutes. Damn, Curran's got Neil's schedule on lock. He's like, Neil will be landing in 20 minutes. Neil sends a meme like fucking 19 minutes and 59 seconds later. No, but yeah, in the world of computers, like everything has a solution. You know what I mean? Like if a problem breaks, you can figure out why.
What about 1 divided by 0?
Okay, yeah, it's like, yeah. Don't give Will cereal. You didn't have it as a child. You can't handle the high. The high of cereal for you. It's like it's like the little girl with the cotton candy where she's just like at the base.
I can run the world. It's just like it's just my crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
I wish we had an issue from Neil. Let's call him. Let's just call him and see. Let's see if he answers. While you're let you pour another bowl if you want. You're loving the cereal, and I love that. Oh, it's
How
ringing.
does it stay crunchy?
It's ringing. Oh, Mr. Neil, welcome back to Denver. You on the airplane? Nah, Curran had your schedule down, man. He was like, Neil's gonna land in 20 minutes, and then I saw you sent a meme or something just now.
Oh yeah, I did.
Are you sitting next to a baby?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Are you on speaker? Did the baby just call me out?
No, that's not speaker. The baby just screaming next to him.
He's cooing it in the background. He's like, calm down, baby.
So the first,
Are you guys live right now?
yeah, the first half we're live. You're live on the show. Say hi to the riders.
What's up, writers?
So the first half of the stream was like a disaster. Like we were talking about like, you know, the book I'm reading. We tried to show links. I think one of the things that breaks it is the links. When we show the browser, it just totally like shit the bed. And
Anyways.
and Will was getting real pissed. I could see from his face he was like checked out. Like, oh, let's just end it. Like whatever. Just, you know, because he wanted to show the links. But then you got to watch the second half because I basically revealed a bold new investment strategy. And
I love that.
yeah, the fans loved it, to say the least.
It has nothing to do with AI, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Don't call it a comeback.
Exactly, yeah. Colby said this segment is the single greatest stream turnaround in Who Invited Will podcast history.
No way.
Yes,
Insane.
it's that good. Do you got an issue for us this week?
No, not on the plane from everybody now.
You sound miserable.
How about I'm in love with my attendant?
Yeah.
Got the body of a goddess.
Did I say something when I'm leaving?
Yes. What? Like
Yeah,
what?
good
What are you
night.
gonna say?
While you guys live?
Yeah.
Good night.
Just what you just say.
Definitely don't say do it live. That'd be so funny though. You give her a little finger guns. Do it live. You give her a wink and walk away.
We're live right now, and I just want to let you know. She's gonna be like, what?
Invite her on the stream. Yeah, invite her on the stream.
Weirdo.
Yeah, I'm currently live with 8 people. Right? You want to say hi?
Tell America what you thought about the flight. And she's just like, what?
Sir, please leave now.
I'm sorry, sir. We need to clean the plane for the next flight.
I'm asking you out live on the show right now. What do you have to say?
Yes or no? 3, 2, 1. Answer. Do it. Do it now.
Oh man,
I think I have to now.
I think you got it.
You know what they say? Do it for the stream.
Oh my god, I just dropped my phone. You know what you should do? You should just say, sorry, ma'am, and I just wanted to say before I get off the plane, you are just absolutely gorgeous, and then just give her a wink, and then walk away.
I had done that before on other occasions, but no week. No week.
How did it work
But I
out?
have done that. Did not go well.
Exactly. I don't think it's ever gone well for anyone in existence.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Unless you're so freaking attractive, where it's like, I honestly
like-
didn't even hear what he said.
Yeah, exactly. I saw him move his lips, and that was enough for me.
I'm like, he's paying attention to me. Yes.
Yeah, if they actually hear. Neil had a
Oh my
story about
god!
that.
Tell those kids to shut the fuck up.
That's crazy. You guys can hear all that.
Oh my god! It's so loud.
Neil has a friend who would just go up to girls and say like pear, but he was really good looking, and so then the girls would be like, "Wow, you're so funny." So
Pear, like
yeah,
the fruit?
No, he wouldn't say that. He would say, he would say, he'll go up to people. So, hey, have a good night. Thank you.
Yes, you too.
All right.
Ooh, that was her. That was her. I could tell by her voice she was pretty.
Yeah, she sounds hot.
Bye.
Ugh,
Yep.
not that one.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. You guys nailed both. 2 for 2.
That was I see it. You can tell by someone's voice. You're like, yeah, they seem.
Oh, for sure.
They
That's
seem hot.
absolutely a thing. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
you
a
can
thing.
hear the hot confidence, the hot privilege, and the hot like just confidence in the voice. Just like, oh, I'm so fucking hot. See you later.
The other
And you're
girl's like, want me, boy, boy.
The other girl's like, boy. She just starts crying. You're like, oh, she doesn't sound confident. This is really This is really misogynistic.
Speaking of voices
Uh-huh.
and sounds and stuff, I
Okay.
went to the
Segue.
ENT in Houston. I have like a severely deviated septum.
Your
I'm gonna have
septum's
surgery.
deviated?
Yes, I have to have surgery.
I thought you. Well, sorry, Will's doing something funny.
I'm choosing to have surgery.
So wait,
It's called
I thought
elective.
I thought you already had surgery.
On my nose? No.
Oh, you did some procedure to your nose though to open it up, right?
No, that was Colby.
No, I wore
Oh,
the breathe right thing.
so you're getting a nose job? Is that what we're hearing?
I don't think it's going to change the shape of it. It's not supposed to.
Maybe you should just
But
ask
it's
if they
gonna-
can, since they're in there, you know.
Well, I don't need that. My nose looks fine.
Now that you're in my
What are you
yeah.
trying to say?
No, I think your
now,
nose-
now that you're in there, you can work on my chin.
Oh my god, bro, that is fucked.
On the show, Will, really, after this? We were having a good time and everything.
Yeah,
You
that
know
was
that?
so out of bounds.
No, it
Will.
wasn't. It wasn't. I thought that's what you were saying. Like Neil's nose is fine. Of course they wouldn't
Okay.
do anything
Walk
to
it
his
back.
nose.
He's got a beautiful, gorgeous nose. His chin, on the other
The
hand.
septum is on the inside. They wouldn't be like cutting down your rhinoplasty to
I
like.
could use a nose job personally.
No, you
They
can't.
do have a thing where you can wear like a mouth guard and it pushes your jaw forward.
Oh, like the chewing things?
No. It's a mouth guard. It's like from a dentist. The dentist will design it and form it.
But
where
is that for your nose?
jaw forward.
No, it's for his
It
chin,
would help.
for your jaw.
It would help open my space so I can make more space for my tongue. So that during my sleep apnea stuff, when I'm on my back,
Ah, see, yeah.
then it opens that up. So that is something.
Yeah,
Because
just-
you know what I have to do now? I wear like a fanny pack thing with 2 tennis balls on my back, so that if I roll on my back, it causes pain. So then my body naturally goes back to the side because I don't have any
Sounds
apnea
medieval.
on my side.
Sounds like
That's
a medieval
crazy.
torture device.
Huh?
But
I didn't.
I have like insane, like one of the most severe sleep apneas you can have on your back.
And
I
you're
have,
only,
like,
what, 32, 33?
Yeah, but it's because of the chin because I don't have enough space.
Yeah, it's
So-
closing your airways, and then your
Correct.
nose also doesn't help because it's deviated.
You know how many exactly. So it will help. The nose will help with that, but it doesn't fix it. So it's 2 separate issues. But do you know how many events I was having on my back for like I'm on my back for like an hour a night. In 1 hour, how many events of sleep apnea do you think?
40.
I'll tell 100.
That's more minutes than there
Yeah.
are. That's more times than there is a
I
minute.
didn't say minutes. I didn't say minutes.
So you're having so
You said 100 minutes. You said you had
No,
or,
100 events in an hour. So
in
that's
an hour. Yeah.
That's roughly 1.4 events per minute.
That's every second of
Well,
every minute
no,
of
it's
every
not,
day.
Will.
Every 30 seconds, I'm having like where I can't breathe. Like I'm not breathing.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. That doesn't sound like a good sleep, brother.
I've allegedly been doing it my whole life, dude. Not only that, this nose thing makes so much sense that when I train for tennis and I'm running and stuff, like I remember in college, like we'd be doing training and stuff, and everybody always tell me like, "You sound like you're about to die, dude." I'm like, "No, I'm just breathing. Like, what's the problem?" But it's 'cause I had to breathe. I couldn't breathe through my nose.
Oh,
Like, I've
right.
always been breathing through my mouth and stuff. So my point is with all this,
Oh, mouth
the
breather's bad.
surgery, my voice will change because of the surgery. It won't be like as nasally.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what they told me.
Oh,
That
wow.
Expect your voice to change a little bit.
I would love like a Neil glow up. Like Neil gets the nose surgery and he just actually like his entire face changes as if he got plastic surgery. Like, wait a second, it was your deviated septum this whole time. Neil just becomes like a tan. He stops hanging out with us because we're not hot enough and we're just losers.
Talking about 10 in Houston. I just landed from Houston.
Uh-huh.
Let me
Welcome
just tell
back.
you, I might be like the average guy in Colorado. In Houston, it's fishing with dynamite. It's not even fair. It's not even fair.
Fishing with dynamite.
Fishing with dynamite. You're just
He,
like
he had that one in the bag. He was like, "What zinger can I give them?"
Yeah.
More analogies like fishing with dynamite's gonna hit diff.
I'm purely telling the truth. That's why it was so easy for me to say that like that. Because it's the truth. I'm just speaking the facts.
So you went on
It
some
was
dates?
crazy. It was crazy. Just like every day there was some sort of event that involved girls. You know, like some meeting somebody in person, app, whatever. It's just like a totally different planet. than
Yeah.
Being in Denver. It's
I feel like
crazy,
Denver-
though. It doesn't make any sense.
The Denver
How does that
dating
make
scene
sense?
is notoriously bad. People complain about it.
I just think everybody thinks they're hot shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. That's the problem. Everybody thinks.
Yes. It's like LA. It's like the LA of the Midwest.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The doors are closing. Guys,
All right.
Oh, he's on the train. All right,
We'll
well,
catch you next time.
get home safe. Yeah, we're gonna call it
up,
because the camera's gonna die soon. We've been going for an hour and 55. 10 minutes of that was us trying to figure out why the stream was choppy. But yeah, thanks.
did you delete stuff off the computer?
No, it was showing the browser, but I'll explain it later. We don't need to rehash it, but
Okay. All right. Well, have a good night, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
all right, get home safe. Love you, man. Let's hang out this weekend if you're around.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see ya. Well, that was Neil, folks, ladies and gentlemen. That was Neil. He's back from Houston. He has severe medical issues as usual. And he had a good time dating some of the Houstonian women.
The locals.
The locals, yeah. So and it's awesome. We actually got to hear from the flight attendant.
Yeah, that
there.
was the best part. I can't
Yeah.
believe is that like it didn't seem like his phone was on speaker, but it was picking up so much background noise. Is that normal? Like
Maybe,
if you just
yeah.
call someone, I don't feel like that's how it is. Where you can hear everything around you.
It's planes are loud. Planes are
Yeah.
loud. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, y'all. Me and Frieza are gonna take off, or maybe me and Piccolo are gonna hang out a little bit after the show, or maybe, just maybe. Wait, where's Trunks? Get Trunks on there. No, there's already a Frieza. Will,
Which
there's
one?
already a Frieza.
I don't know what names-
Trunks.
This one?
Stop squeezing the top so hard. Grab him from the side, you fuck.
Yeah, grab it from the side.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been Will. I've just gotten addicted to Reese's Puffs. I love this. It's like he's on his third bowl.
Gotta have that puff.
Oh man. Well, this has been another epic episode. Colby, I tried to smash it out of the park for you. We had everything. We had technical difficulties. We had collectible cereal. What else? We've got Neil, a little bit of Neil calling in. We'll love you guys. Thanks for tuning in as always. You know where we'll be. Back here, same time next week, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Who Invited Will podcast. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll just leave the sounds of Will's spoon.
Gotta get that buff.
Oh, good night.